Good morning, everyone out there. Happy Saturday. And it is also Pride Month, of course, as we all know, since, as I like to say, the rotten alphabet soup. I mean, that's a funny name for them, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It is in a way rotten alphabet soup because they just keep adding on and on and on to the LGBTQ, whatever the hell it is now, QTTA. I lost track of it, right?
HIJKLNLP.
F you.
You know.
Let's just put it that way. But I know there's also good pride people out there, of course. So I mean, it's good to celebrate. There's a lot of good people out there that have started this, and of course, it's going to be all month.
Mhm.
But also, in a way, we are also 1 month, about maybe more or less about 1 month away from free for all, which I am super super excited for. I cannot wait for that. That is going to be absolute fun. And I mean, I know you can't go, but like you probably want to go to next year's if they have it.
Oh yeah. Especially if two's going to be coming back to this. I really wanted to go back in 2017 when to AC, and but then all of a sudden I heard, oh yeah, we said two's going to be there and everything, and then they canceled them off the thing. So I'm just
Well,
like,
I don't think they're gonna cancel them off of free for all because there's
oh
just gonna
no.
be a lot going on here. I mean, it's like I said, they've already, it's already official too for one of my panels, which, yes, as I've stated before,
Hmm.
that yes, I'm the one that's going to be running the inflatable panel, which, it's not really a thing that's not really for everyone, but if you want to come check it out, you can. I will be probably running it with my friend. His name, his name is actually Drake. He's actually part of the inflatable community. He's a really good friend of mine, and I'm really, really hoping if I could possibly get Tango to come join us. I mean, that would be even more great.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea, but why don't we get started today, shall we? I mean, you actually brought up some interesting stuff that happened over the weekend. Of course, some new movie releases, and I mean, here we go. Let me get it. Of course, everyone is talking about, of course, Top Gun Maverick. I mean, you watched the movie, right?
Oh God, growing up, my dad used to work for a appliance distributor, and one of the things that we had set up was the largest, well, before flat screens ever came out, was like a huge, like 60-inch HD projection TV that we had set up at the shows. I probably helped them since I was 5 until I was probably about 18 years old,
Hmm.
doing some of these setups because a lot of stuff it's all prefabbed. It's all, there's the screws, here's the screws and everything. Just get the power tools out, put it all up and together and whatnot.
I mean,
We
I mean,
we had we
I
had a
mean,
leak.
I
Mhm.
mean, sorry, I'm not trying to urge, but like, for me, the other thing that really got the other movie going was also, the main song that they used, "Danger Zone." I mean, that's also kind of because that was like, back in the '80s, I think.
Oh yeah, that was by oh shoot, Kenny Loggins. And
But
that was
that was one of his greatest hits, though.
Oh, yeah, and you gotta also remember one of his other greatest hits the year before.
Footloose, right?
You got it with
Yes, I
Kevin Bacon.
remembered. See, not everyone knows old music history like I do.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
more old school, anyways.
yeah. But no, getting back on track here. Every time we'd set up for a show, either it being down at like the St. Louis Arena or the what is that called? The Enterprise Center, or some of these hotels that had a space where we'd be setting up for this stuff back in the day. We'd have this thing on laser disc, and seeing that on laser disc on a surround sound system, and everything. I mean, it sounded like you had fighter jets coming across over your shoulder,
Oh, that
like
must have
you'd
been
have, like
cool.
you were in the cockpit. And we had this laser disc for years until, my pops got rid of the thing, and then I sold it off to. I got like $15 for it at a pawn shop.
Oh man, it must have been kick ass. But here's the but yeah, this article that you brought up is also kind of interesting. But it says
Are
here
you
that
kidding? There's one more thing I got. But Top Gun was so popular, Pepsi made an ad, a Top Gun ad.
oh, I think I remember that
It's
too
where it gets
because
caught and he can't pull his bottle of Pepsi out of the thing that keeps it cool. So he gets a cup out and he turns the whole plane upside down to pour his Pepsi. I was like, you will never see anybody pull something like that off again.
that is funny though because I mean I but let's go to this article because it says right here that Taiwan cheers Top Gun Maverick for defying Chinese censors. That's already interesting as it is.
I'd say that's good because you want to know what? They asked Tarantino to change some of his movies to kiss China's butt, and he said, "Nope, ain't gonna happen."
But it says right here that the flag used by the Beijing claimed island was restored in the Cruise blockbuster after being removed in an early trailer. Ooh, that's already interesting though.
Yeah, you don't screw with nostalgia. It's mm-mm.
Because that was part of the original movie in the 80s, wasn't it? One of those
Yeah,
that one flag. So you can't
yeah.
really
It
I
was
mean,
on the back of his jacket.
this is part of that woke censorship bullshit. I mean, come on, why do you want to remove something that's already in a movie that was back in the 80s? Why do you want to remove it now?
Well, it's just like all the other stuff. You want to kiss China's butt over the stuff that's like like John Boyega on the Star Wars poster. Why is he smaller compared to the American one? Why does Black Panther not showing the face? Why does it have the mask on compared to the American poster? You know,
Oh
it's
yeah.
and also like Disney saying they're out there to be support of the LGBT, whatever add on for what for that for the community bid. Then they take out the gay kisses in the background and all this other stuff, and it's like,
But in a way, though, it kind of ruins the films. It ruins everything. It ruins TV shows,
mhm.
cartoons, even. I mean, they're just censoring everything.
Oh yeah, look at Punisher. They're trying. It's like they changed the thing in the comics to where it looks like something that's like something that would be out of Boba Fett. It's like, leave the skull alone. You're not just messing with the art of something. You're screwing with the creation of what an artist started. You know.
Oh yeah. Definitely, but real quick, I do want to read this one part that is very interesting here, though, that I kind of highlighted here. The ROC flag has always been suppressed by China all over the world, of course. It is both surprising and a joy to see the ROC flag in a Hollywood blockbuster.
Hmm.
That's cool, though. What is that, Sue, I think? Rex Sue? I
Rex,
think that's how you say it.
Rex,
Sue, I
Russ.
think. It's
Yeah, I think.
HSU or something. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
Chinese name, but a
yeah.
software engineer from Taiwan told NBC News, I sincerely hope that the world can see more of the ROC flag so that we're not isolated from this world. Oh, that's cool, though.
Hmm.
Because that's actually pretty good. They don't want to be isolated. You know what? They broke that censorship. I mean, I'm glad they broke that barrier.
Yeah,
That's a
because
good thing.
I mean, especially it's like, what if all of a sudden people are going to watch the original from the '80s and then see this? It's like, why do they change it? It's like, if you, I don't, it's stuff like that. I just don't. It have to be like all of a sudden, like saying, like imagine if that Disney just decided, oh yeah, we're not going to ever mention Flynn again in Tron.
I know. It's like, oh my
Something
god.
happened with the actor. Something happened with the actor. We're just going to say, oh, it's a discovery and who built this world, and but we're never going to mention the creator.
I know that was a bunch of crap. It seems like these days you're seeing a lot more censorship because of these woke SOBs and I know so a lot of stuff back then. They really got away with a lot of stuff. I mean, I remember too.
Well,
I
it's
was.
yeah.
I mean,
Go
I
ahead.
don't know if you even remember like some of these old cartoons where they even made fun of the world wars. Remember that?
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of this stuff has been taken off Cartoon Network and Boomerang. It's like, um, I don't know if you remember the one, but it's where Donald Duck's having a dream and he's working in a munitions factory, but it's a German
Oh
munitions
yeah,
factory. And then
yeah,
all of a
that's
sudden,
pretty.
these pictures of Adolf come down, and he's like Heil, Heil, Heil. You know,
And
after
that's the other thing is cartoons actually made fun of him.
yes,
It was
they
just,
did.
but I mean, it was just for a gag. I mean,
Hmm.
what's wrong with that? Is there really anything wrong with making fun of certain people?
It's like, yeah, I understand it's dated and everything, but that's the freaking point.
And
That's
they're
the
trying to
joke of it.
censor it. But yet there was nothing wrong with it back then because there was none of this censorship woke political crap back then either.
Oh, like I've said before, they get these very few comments on there about all these people saying how upset they are about everything, and then they got to put trigger warnings on Disney Plus, and I'm just like, you don't need to do this. That's why there are it's like I feel like the Samuel L. Jackson commercial, where he's like, talking to people. It's like, oh, I liked you in Jurassic Park, but in that movie you smoke. It's like I smoke. Well, due to that, my daughter's like, you're having a cigarette right now, and she's like, fuck you, Samuel L. Jackson. You know, I'm like, that's it feels like that. Like it's like he points out at the end, hey, he's like, oh, my kid saw Django and she can't stop saying this word. It's like you took your kid to go see Django. You know, it's like there are ratings. It is your responsibility as the parent for that you not to possibly let your kid see this. You know.
I mean, for me, I've basically seen a lot of stuff myself, even as a kid.
Mhm.
But it's like I kind of miss the old times because there was not really much censorship. They literally got away with everything because there was actually nothing wrong with it.
Oh yeah, I mean, one of my favorite movies that some people would probably be like, "Oh, well, that rate needs to be bumped up." I'd be like, "Oh, hell no!" Shoot, I loved watching Critters with those little fluff balls getting blown to hell and everything. Especially when all of a sudden they go up and the guy transforms into the nerd who. I don't know if you know who he is, but I forget his name. But he's done like the voice of like Crackle from Rice Krispies, and he goes, "Kill Christ," and
well,
takes his glasses and puts them on.
this is kind of perfect because speaking of German, like notice how a lot of cartoons also made fun of Hitler back then. Even some of the movies back then even made fun of him.
Oh yeah, oh God, I mean, we were still making fun of him with Lil Nicky. Where he's
Yeah,
like,
that's the movie
"Excuse
I
me,
was
sir.
thinking of.
Remember, you're shoving a pineapple up Hitler's ass at 4 p.m." And he's like, grabs the small pineapple. He's like, Then he pulls out the big one. He's like, He's like, you're snerious. And they bend him over, and while he's wearing a
Yep.
maid outfit, you know, that's the type of stuff I crack the hell up about.
I mean,
You
and
know,
there's nothing wrong with it because people know that he was an ass anyways, and it's funny how he happens to be in hell and he's getting punished.
hmm
But speaking of German, this is actually perfect for the next topic. Actually,
yeah,
speaking of German, and you know what I'm going for here.
yep,
Wonder why no one's talking about this. The Volkswagen turns 85, but there's no record. Like, there's no one really remembers, or not really remembers, but like it seems like everyone wants to forget about it.
yeah. Especially when all of a sudden, who came up with the Volkswagen? Who had it put in production?
Yeah,
It was that. Yeah, it
especially
was.
since it was 1937. What
Yeah.
was happening during that time?
Uh, actually like a year away from the Olympics, but besides that, it was the rise. It was basically Adolf rising up with the Third Reich.
Yeah, but yet look what he's done though, because Volkswagen, of course, is still around, but why
Hmm.
doesn't anyone want to talk about the history? I mean, even though the history may be bad, but look what
Bec-
they've done though.
because the problem is that Ford can be like, hey, Henry Ford was the founder of you know Ford Motor Company, who was the founder of Volkswagen. Oh, wait.
Yeah, but I mean, I mean, you can see like on this page here that also they have like all these newer models too that they've come out with over the years.
Oh yeah, the microbus. They also the besides the Beetle, they came out with the Thing, which they had to quit making due to safety standards after in the 70s, which it was that boxy as hell looking design. But
Yeah, but here's the thing that I find interesting in this article right here. I'm going to highlight this. It says here in 1938, the company name was renamed Volkswagen. I can't even
wagon
read that.
Volkswagen work.
Gum or something like that.
I,
I don't know. I don't speak German, but it
yeah,
translates to People's Car Factory, which
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, and also the VW Bug was known as the people's car.
But see, it also says right here, of course, that it
Yeah.
was, controlled by the German Labor Front, which, of course,
Mhm.
Nazism and all
Yeah.
that other stuff. That's why people don't really talk about this.
Yeah.
But look at this, though. I mean, it says right here that, way back then they were capable of driving 62 miles an hour back then for the first
Hmm.
model. I mean, that wasn't bad at all.
Oh no. You got to remember, if you could have anything that break 50, that was an accomplishment back in the 30s.
Yep, and of course, everyone knows that the Type 1's, of course, the Beetle, Volkswagen Beetle. I mean, it's so iconic, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's been so much that's been out there around for the Beetle over the years. You have the hippie generation getting into them back in the 60s and in the 70s. And there is a one thing, I don't have it anymore. There was a hitch system that went on top of the car for towing an RV, to where the car could drive any which way around this with the hitch system on top. You could drive it forward, back, and not have to worry about hitting the RV at all because it domed over the Beetle.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Yes, it was created by the Germans, but it
Hmm.
was kind of innovative at the time. And I mean, you can see where the company has been. The company clearly has not died out yet. If you still see Volkswagen
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. I know. Just like another German company that was founded somewhat by the Third Reich.
Oh yeah, here it is. It even says right here that the main one here, the most famous one, is of course Ford.
Hmm.
But of course, Ford was acquired by Chrysler, so there was that. So that really didn't really work out at
Ford.
that time, did it?
Well, I don't know. That was like getting into I just what was it? I want to say around the time, I think, where maybe that Chrysler and Ford maybe had a little bit of a side merger. I'm not too familiar with that. I just watched what was that called? The Ford versus Ferrari.
Oh yeah, I
And
mean, there's just like so many.
and that I want to say that was back during the 60s when I think Henry Ford the second uh was in control of the company when he was dealing with Shelby.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at these days. You're still having these car competitions, all these races, and all that other stuff to see which
Oh
car's
yeah.
really the best.
Yeah, but getting back to the other guys that nobody brings up about Germany and World War II and all that.
Oh yeah.
Besides Volkswagen, which is another company was founded right around the time of the German Olympics, I think in 1938.
Hmm.
Take a guess. It's a shoe company.
I have no idea. I'm not in the shoes.
It's Adidas.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forget about that.
Yeah.
But you know what I find interesting though is because people always assume back then with the Germans and the Nazis and stuff that
Hmm.
oh all their stuff was bad, so we should like just get rid of it, just forget about it. But yet look at some of the innovations that they came out with back then
Oh
that are
God,
still around today.
do you know how many German scientists helped on in the NASA space program? Oh dear God. You know.
I mean, what the hell is wrong with you people trying to actually cancel something that was actually genius?
Well, yeah.
Because, a lot of people are saying, because of the Volkswagen and stuff, the Bug, of course, being the most famous model, a lot of people want that, brought back, of course, especially with the Volkswagen Bus. So that's the other one that a lot of people want back,
Oh,
especially around my town.
yeah, yeah. My aunt had like the 80s version of the bus, and I'll tell you, it wasn't a bad car, but it just did not have really any love. It just had a lot of problems over the years, and they finally sold it like in the mid 90s.
Yeah, I'm hearing that they're gonna bring it back. I don't know for sure, but I know a lot of people would want it badly because
Hmm.
yeah, a lot of people hated the design of it, but it wasn't bad though. It felt like it had a lot of room though, didn't it?
Oh, besides that, there was a camper version that, they had where the top popped up for extra headroom, and, people turned them into like mini RVs and everything. And that's what started the shaggin' wagon craze with
That's
people.
right. The orange carpet shag, right? That was the
The
most famous
orange
one.
carpet shag, people put fireplaces in these electric fireplaces in these things. They put a bar in there. They put in, the heart-shaped beds back in the 60s and 70s and all this other type of stuff. Some people put in a waterfall, a hot tub in the darn thing. It was, it's sad that that's something like that died out like in the early 80s. But I mean, there was a lot of crazy stuff. Some people even I saw one, it was had like a hexagonal wooden steering wheel
Oh my
on it.
god.
And I'm just
I think I've even seen one where someone actually redid the steering wheel to like a pirate ship or something like that too.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the whole van craze of the 70s really boosted up sales, especially for customizing. You had those back windows that were blacked out, which had the heart or the fishbowl brown um, window on there and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it back then.
Mm-mm.
Basically, if you got your hands on one of those Volkswagen buses or vans, whatever, what was it, a bus, right? I think it was called.
Yeah, it was a VW bus, and
Yeah, bus, not really a van. You could it's basically kind of like a blank slate. You could do whatever the hell you want with it. You can't really do that with all these cars today now.
no, and especially a few of them, the ones that counting on how many windows there are on it, those can go for thousands of dollars because they did not make a whole lot of them. Some of them I think were actually imported from Germany. I want to say during the 50s, and it's just could like there's some guys that have them lying out in some barn or in some yard or
Oh
somewhere.
yeah. You
Or
can imagine if, because you know how free for all is supposed to be all about like this road trip and stuff. Imagine if a group of furs actually did a road trip in one of those Volkswagen buses. Oh my god!
oh god, yeah. I mean, those
Hell
things,
yeah, I would go. I would go for that.
yeah, those things will run forever. I mean, especially if you still have an original setup from like the 70s or something with all
And
the
they're worth a fortune.
oh god, yes. I mean, car collectors, I mean, there's one celebrity, he has an asphyxiation with just VW micro buses. And
And
do you
yeah. I also there's another one that also likes the Volkswagen stuff too.
Yeah, and you know which celebrity that is?
I know there's Gabriel Iglesias, aka
That's what I
Fluffy.
was just about to say. Is I
Yes.
saw his
Okay, we
profile.
thought the same person.
Yeah.
Yes, I know about that. I mean, that's so
Hmm.
cool, his collection, and he will never get rid of them, ever.
Oh no, no. The only car that he ever got what rid of was, I think, his original Volkswagen Beetle that he got from Nickelodeon. You know, I still like that joke that he said. He took it over his buddy Martine's, and then later on he souped it up, and he had those guys sitting outside near Martine's house. And he just wants to leave, get Martine and leave, and he's like, hey, he's like, I don't hear you. Hey, no, I told you, you don't exist. Hey, what? Look, it's the Fat and the Furious. He's like,
I remember that. Well, well, I think that's enough of that for now. But I think the third one, kind of the third topic we have, the third article, definitely suits the title. Of course. Do I dare bring it up?
go for it.
Yes, I'll do it. Okay, screw it. Mattel debuts their first transgender Barbie. Okay. This woke stuff is getting to be a little bit ridiculous,
Oh God. Um,
but someone actually said, this guy named Cox says that he loves her outfit. The most exciting is
hang, hang on for a sec. I got a call.
Uh-oh. That's a funny ringtone.
Hello.
Oh my goodness gracious. But I'm gonna
What
but
phone is
since
this?
I just want to bring up about this article, whoever's out there still watching this and stuff. But it says here that he can't
I'm not
believe
gonna.
it. He loves her outfit. I mean, what excites him apparently is her being out in the world. That is, trans young people can see her.
Sorry
I
about that.
mean, I know I'm just like explaining some of the article. I'm just also showing up
Yeah.
the picture. I mean, what do
Hmm.
you think about this?
I think this is a horrible idea. I mean, this is like back in the '90s when Barbie. You know what Barbie sparked off a lot of controversy with back in the '90s.
Oh goodness gracious.
You, you know, Mighty, or you give up
Yeah,
already?
I know what you mean. That's what I mean about that.
Okay, yeah, this is not going to win any points, just like when they came out with Pregnant Barbie back in the
Yeah,
90s. That thing
but
actually got pulled off the shelves.
oh yeah, but yeah, this is what basically what they're trying to say here is this is a statement from Mattel themselves. As a four-time Emmy-nominated actress, Emmy-winning producer, and the first transgender woman of color to have a leading role in a scripted TV show, Laverne Cox uses her voice to amplify the message of moving beyond societal expectations to live more authentically. She wears a triple threat original design featuring a deep red tulle gown gracefully draped over a dazzling silver metallic bodysuit. Ugh, gross. But anyways, I
Uh-huh.
mean, who would want this though, right? Who would want this?
I don't know. I mean, and the other thing is they're not even saying it is. I mean, is this thing going to be anatomically correct?
I
That's
have,
the one thing, you know,
I
I
have no damn clue. But
because I'll tell you one thing, both ways you put this out. If you put it out and it's just all of a sudden basic Barbie model and everything, and then all of a sudden, somebody's like, "Oh, it's a transgender." It's like, "Oh, she doesn't have a female, ding-a-ling." It's like, "Oh boy, now here, look, Mattel's got just stuck their foot right in it."
yeah, so what's their new song gonna be? I'm a Barbie trans in a trans world.
I'm a, or I'm a, yeah, or I'm a Barbie trans man.
I'm a Barbie trans man in a Barbie trans or in a trans man's world. I don't know. I mean, they realize that they're gonna have to change that because they
Mm.
can't really say I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world or something like that, right?
Yeah, well, I guess, I mean, shoot, at least it could be a lot worse. I mean, With the other screw up they made in I think the early 2000s was they came out with the Oreo Barbie.
Hmm.
Like I said, they don't really think about what they're doing. Like, a lot of these companies aren't thinking about what they're doing before they jump on a bandwagon here to, you know, do do all this.
Yeah, all that other stuff. But I kind of think overall, I think that's just getting ridiculous with all this woke crap, all this trans. I mean, yes, we celebrate Pride Month, but do you really
Mhm.
have to shove it down everyone's throats? I mean, even a lot of my friends are starting to see that now.
Oh yeah, I mean, you feel like you're going. It's like rainbows, rainbows, rainbows. Yeah, I got a rainbow. I'm gonna throw it up right now.
Yep. But the other thing is on the last topic though. Now this one, of course, I like to bring up because this is one thing that, of course, is all exciting about me. What I brought up earlier is, of course, I can't believe it though. Here we go. Here's the official timing of it. So we are 54 days away from free for all, people. 54 days. Well, I mean, how do you think it's gonna go? I mean,
I
this is
think it's
really the
going.
big question.
I think it's going to go. Oh, good. I think that outside, I think it's going to end up being like it in the early 2000s. Like, you're going to probably have people outside protesting, and
I know.
probably
We
have
gotta be.
that.
I mean, I really hope that Peace Wolf has the security and the protection because I don't want because there's that one shooting that just recently happened at a what was it? It was a hospital over there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we don't want anything like that to happen.
No, no. I
Hell no.
mean,
I hope that she
here
beefed up the security. I really do. That's
and
my only
here's the other
concern.
thing. If you don't like this, don't go.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
don't
thing.
have. Yeah, we're not forcing
Nobody's.
this down
No,
anyone's throats.
yeah,
And
exactly. I don't.
and
I
you know
don't.
what? And you know what? I'm gonna put this out there as a huge statement, and I think even Peace Wolf, anyone in a woo or free for all situation will agree with this. Don't go shooting up things that you don't like. Come on, people. That's a good way to get your ass in deep shit and get your ass killed.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
go shooting up anything just because you don't like it or you just have a hate with something or something like that. We
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
want this to be the we don't want this to turn out to be the worst fur con in history. We don't want that to happen. We're trying to prevent that from happening.
well, it's not just shootings, but I mean, even just going out and running people over, it's or whatever. I'm just saying to hurt somebody or eliminate someone's life. I just don't. I don't agree with it. It's just like you heard about the thing that happened like what was that 10 years ago with this one that was supposed to be an astronaut and she was having an affair and she drove like how many miles wearing a diaper just to because she was having an affair or something with somebody that was an
Oh
underage.
yeah.
I was like, who does that? It's like you're really going to go and yeah, I mean, I don't understand the whole point of spending a bunch of money just to be at something you're going to be pissed off about.
Oh yeah, but so far though, I mean, I don't think they've updated the list, but I mean, look at how many options you have for all these panels. I mean, this is not any of the woke shit, right? You could tell it's going to be fun. I mean, I know I'm going to bring this up every week at our
Yeah,
show, but you know what? We're getting closer and closer to it.
yeah. You see, this looks like an old school list before all this, crap got in there and everything about,
Exactly. I
it's
mean,
this. I
I
mean,
mean, the only thing that I will, of course, I will keep bringing up is, of course, the one I've highlighted.
oh yeah, I know.
I will be actually doing a live show from there. So I will actually be
Oh,
broadcasting from there.
okay. So yeah, yeah, I should be able to catch that on a weekend, or maybe we be
Yeah,
too.
it's gonna be actually. I mean, I've been talking with it with a friend of mine that been trying to figure out what day. We're probably gonna do it most likely on a Saturday. So that's what this actually works out
Oh,
because
okay.
I usually do my show on Saturdays. It's just gonna be a later show because of the time difference.
Yeah. So okay, that's cool. I mean, especially if you're still going to be doing the YouTube show from there and
Yeah,
whatnot.
I just gotta remember to bring my camera and stuff. I'm gonna be actually broadcasting the part of the panel. If anyone wants like to talk or like anything like that, it's gonna be kind of
Mhm.
like an open air, open show, open mic kind of thing. But if anyone wants
Mhm.
to like bring anything up, I mean, hey,
Yeah.
why not? Because I mean, also at the same time, I could also do a live demonstration of like if anyone doesn't know about the inflatables or anything like that, like I can
Yeah.
explain it and stuff because I pretty much know a lot about the inflatable panel and well, not panel, but the inflatable fandom, and
Mhm.
I mean, there is a lot in the inflatable fur history that I know about now, finally, and some of it's good, some of it's bad, but I'll be explaining that during that time, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's good, you know. I mean, I like I said, I'm just glad that there's nothing on there, about, the whole like you'll see at conventions now they'll put up, oh, we need to talk about LGBT rights within, within comics and all. I'm just like, really?
Yeah, what's the
And,
point of that, man?
and all that type of stuff and just like ugh.
I'm gonna be honest here, and I'm gonna be straight up. I don't want to see that at free for all. That's why so there's nothing like that listed yet.
Mhm. Yeah.
Please don't let anything like that happen. Please, peace, love. Oh my god! I mean, it would be funny if she
Mhm.
actually watches this later on.
Yeah. Guys, guys, out, 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 out.
What the heck's going on with you over there?
Uh, dogs accidentally knocked my door open and ran in the room.
Oh no. Well, we're getting towards the end of the show, and thank you so much for watching. And of course, Happy Pride Month. I mean, I know I gotta say that, of course, because
Mhm.
I know there's good people out there. Not everyone is bad,
Oh, I know.
and I mean, it's like I said, we are so close to free for all.
Mhm.
I don't know who else is going to be going, but God, I hope I'm going to be seeing a lot of friends there. I hope.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I think there will be. I think the parts of the community are probably just being a little tight-lipped about it because everybody nowadays it's like we used to have to worry about people on the outside attacking us. Now we got people on the inside attacking each other. It's like, come on, really?
I know what the
We
hell's
had
wrong with
enough.
these
Yeah,
people.
we had enough people when when they're holding those "Yif in Hell" signs, out at AC back in in the 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't there like a huge controversial thing between like the what was it like the sexual ferns and the burn furs or something like that? I don't know the entire thing.
There was all this stuff where you got the ones saying that oh, that the furry fandom is the fet. I'm not going to say the whole word because of YouTube and everything. Don't want this get pulled down, but saying that oh, for it goes back to where it's an ish. That's the whole thing behind furry, and all that. It's just like, no, that's not true. It's a hobby, just like anything else. It's gonna be like also like model building or getting in the comics. You know, it's just another hobby. It's like, yeah, and I know what people are going to say. Well, there is, the dark web on the first. It's like there's a dark web
Yeah,
at the
there's
top,
so much stuff. It seems like
but the
there's
thing
the
is,
dark web has everything.
well, yeah, but the thing is, they all said it's an ish. It's like, dude, the cosplayer's been doing this for how many years since the 70s and 80s before
Uh,
us. It's like one of my friends got invited to a hotel party and he's like, "Yeah, I'm never going to a Comic Con party or sci-fi convention party ever again."
oh
he's like,
Jesus.
he's like, yeah, that was just too weird.
Yep. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and of course, don't forget to subscribe and like for more episodes. You can find me on Twitter or Telegram at Mighty Red Wolf. Of course, Boombox here. He doesn't like his social media being exposed, so if you want to talk to him, just ask me. I will direct you
Hmm.
to him.
Yep,
And of course, see you all at Free for All 2022. Of course, I mean I'm gonna start adding that now.
yep.
So we will see you
That's
guys next week.
everybody have fun, take it easy, have a good weekend.